Hi everyone, and welcome to my Simple Intentional Life. My name is Janet, and today I'm going to talk to you about Capsule Wardrobes and Project 333. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel, and if you're back, thanks for supporting me and coming back for more. Now let's get into it. So for those of you who haven't heard of a capsule wardrobe before, what it is a set of outfits or clothing that coordinate and kind of go with each other so that you can have an overall decreased amount of clothing in your wardrobe. You can find definitions online that refer to a capsule wardrobe as a compact set of clothing that coordinates well with each other and is usually of a higher quality than typical fast fashion. The reason for this is because you want to get as much use out of these pieces, and you want to make sure they hold up since you'll be using them more often since you have less overall clothing. The original concept of capsule wardrobe has been around for a while, but the one that is pretty popular now is called Project 333. Project 333 was first conceived by a woman named Courtney Carver of BeMoreWithLess.com. She began to simplify her life in 2006 after being diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. She then put out an entire mini course and information about Project 333, and that's the one that I've been most drawn to because it has rules and it's much more structured than some of the other guidelines on the internet. You can find an introduction to her Project 333 at BeMoreWithLess.com/project-333 /. So basically, the idea is to pick 33 items of clothing, including shoes, accessories, and outerwear, and use them for 3 months. So 33 and 3, Project 333. I like that. It kind of makes sense. She has the rules that you are to put together a capsule wardrobe for a particular season. So if you break it down by 3 months, starting in January, you pretty much have your winter, your spring, your summer, your fall. However, for those of you that live in a climate, luckily enough, that is mostly warm, it would also provide a benefit in that you can set aside some of your clothing to shop through once the season is up or once the 3 months is up, and then you can switch out some pieces that maybe didn't work as well and bring in other pieces so that your wardrobe stays fresh. Of course, you don't have to use the official Project 333 rules. Make up your own. In my case, I don't think I can include shoes or accessories because I like jewelry and I have a lot of it. So I'd like the options to be able to switch it out when I want without restriction. I will get rid of some jewelry when I finally get down to the process of decluttering for this project, but I don't think that I would still be able to include that in my overall 33 pieces since I have a lot of jewelry. And as this channel says, my simple intentional life, I'm intentionally trying to cut that back so that I can have less options, because with less options, there's more creativity. So from what I've seen on the internet, for people who have tried Project 333, that first capsule is usually not very successful. If you chose a wrong piece and you're not really getting a lot of use out of it, instead of doing completely without it, you can probably swap it out, go into one of your boxes that you've put away and pull a piece that might work better. And that way, at the end of the season, when you're kind of going through what worked and what didn't work, you could definitely decide to perhaps get rid of that piece that didn't work and incorporate a new piece into the wardrobe that might work better. After several capsules, the good news is that you'll have an idea about what your style is, what your color palette is, what suits you, what doesn't suit you. And as you replace pieces that might wear out or pieces that you may have donated and you need to replace, you'll start to realize that picking higher quality, well-constructed pieces of clothing are going to go a long way in serving you down the road for many seasons to come. So how do you go about planning your capsule wardrobe? For me, since I want to follow Project 333, I took a sheet of paper and I broke it down into categories. Since I work in a professional setting and can't get away with casual clothing, I had to incorporate both business casual with my usual weekend wear. I work 3 days and I'm off for 4 days, so it's a nice schedule, but I definitely do have to dress more corporate-like when I'm working. So this is what I did, and I'm going to show you right here. I have this paper, and I've called it my Project 333. Now what you can see that I've done is that I have pretty much separated this out into pants, tops, outerwear, and accessories. And what that means is that I'm definitely not counting accessories in this 33. And you can tell because I've sectioned it off. But I did keep to my 33 pieces of actual clothing, so I'm excited about that. Now, you can do this too. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch the camera over so we can go through it piece by piece as to what I did. Okay guys, so here we have my sheet of paper, and what I've done is I have incorporated both casual and workwear into my base 33 pieces. Now I did keep my clothing pieces to 33, but as you can tell, I have separated my accessories, and down here you can tell I've also added a couple of extras like the sleepwear and the underwear and the socks that aren't counted in Courtney Carver's rules. However, I decided to count up all things at once here, and I did come up with an overall total of 87 pieces of clothing, accessories, shoes, etc. What I did is I am trying to get this going now for February, March, and April. So we are going to be kind of crossing into spring with this capsule, but I use a lot of sleeveless and short sleeve tees. This will transition nicely into early spring. From this view, you can see that I have 7 pants that will cover both casual and workwear. I also have 17 tops, and I have about, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces of overwear. So overwear includes outerwear, but it also includes things like cardigans, vests, dusters, etc. So that said, all of these pieces in the main capsule wardrobe are 33. Then I moved on to my accessories, and here is where it kind of got a little crazy for me. So as you can see, I like jewelry. So I have set aside 4 necklaces, 4 pairs of earrings, and my wedding band set, in addition to some scarves. I initially started with 2, but switched it to 3 when I realized that I had an extra one I wanted to use. So 3 scarves, a pair of sunglasses, and for shoes I have a pair of sneakers, 2 pair of tall boots, 2 pairs of booties, 4 pairs of clogs that I use for work, and 1 slipper or flip-flop kind of thing that I use around the house. Then we kind of moved down here to the extras, which is the sleepwear, underwear, socks, maybe some hats and gloves if I need that for the season, my eyeglasses, and maybe a belt, although most of my clothes are knit or fit me well enough that I don't need a belt. But if there's something that I decide to put in here that I need a belt for, then at least I have that option. So when everything is all said and done, that's 87 pieces of clothing, accessories, and shoes. So when it comes to colors, for the most part, I have really focused on black and beige as my neutrals, and my pops of color include teal or magenta, the burgundies, and greens. I'm hoping that I can get through my wardrobe and box things up. Once I have all my pieces set aside, I hope to be able to show you and do a lookbook so you can see how I mix and match the pieces to get the maximum number of combinations out of that. Now, if you're trying to figure out what colors you should use, there are many sites online that give you some suggestions based on your eye color, your hair color, and your skin tone. A quick search on Pinterest for Capsule Wardrobe color palette will bring up many websites that you can go to and put in your particular skin tone, your hair color, your eye color, and come up with the best looking colors for you. Now, that said, for me, it has been the teals, the greens, the browns, the creams, so we'll see. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll be sure to come back with the finalized capsule so you guys can see what I've chosen for this particular season. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time. Bye!